But I remember taking on all the pictures of girls, and I just had bodybuilders everywhere. And the amount of stick that I used to get after man the window, it was wild.
I can't lie, I would look at you a bit funny and still walk past like, oh, what's going on there?
Free, bro, you're funny, man.
I'm so grateful and so proud of myself.
Inspiring me to be a developer, so that's going to come. What you do is the whole team, every single one of us. These watches up north, these are challenge me.
Subscribe, do everything you need to do, yeah?
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to CEOCAST and welcome back to what I'm now calling the Gem Chat. This is now part 2 of the last conversation you would have seen with Micquel, Bobby and Rimzee. Part 2, I'm going to start off with like this. Now obviously, as we mentioned in the previous episode, that you guys, you don't feel like you're at the most peak of your success yet. I know all of you still think that you've got a lot of work to do and you're nowhere near the end basically. So what motivates you to work hard, to push, to get there, and what's like your driving force of your work rate?
Who wants to go first?
I'll go. Me, like I said, what my biggest fear is not being able to provide for my children. That scares me. So that's what drives me and motivates me. That's why I always rate my partner, right? Because when I met her, she just bought a house. She had a nice job, nice car. I was fresh out of jail. So matching wise, she didn't have to wait around for me to get there. But that motivated me to say, you know what, let me level up, because this girl's doing great things, amazing things. I need to make sure that I'm matching the ambition. So, but she was patient enough to wait for me. So that was another driving factor. So my partner motivated me, my children motivated me, and the fear of not being able to provide for them is my biggest motivation.
Micquel, Rims?
Toss a coin, man. Now go like, for me, it's pretty much the same thing, but I'd word it a little bit different. It's the fear, but it's also the, how can I put it? The possibility of creating something that's never been created in my generational bloodline, the generational wealth, do you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be the one to break the mold, do you know what I'm saying? Like, when my parents go, nothing's going to be handed down to me. Like, I've already started sending stuff that way, do you know what I'm saying? So like, nothing's going to come to me. So for me, it's kind of like, I can be the person when you look at, especially English families who have been here for centuries and centuries, and they say, yeah, my great granddad started this business, do you know what I mean? Which is the reason why I kind of half started Venom Power. Like, a beautiful moment the other day, my daughter's first day at work, she packed up a parcel, she done some customer services and all that sort of stuff. Thinking, you know what, like, I've created something now that is now going to teach my kids. The business might not even be successful enough to even provide for them, but the skill set what they're going to learn through this business, they're now going to be able to go and do their own business. So that's the beauty of it for me, but it's also, again, the fear of not being able to provide, really. But it's all about generational wealth, about breaking that mold and breaking that cycle for me, you get me?
Mine's pretty much the same though, about the generational wealth thing, being scared to not be able to provide, and the fear of failure, bro. I just don't ever want to be a failure.
Do you think, can I ask a question as well? Do you think that for us, yeah, jail has made us not want to fail even more? It's a stupid question because obviously, yeah, but that feeling, yeah, I want to take us back on it to that feeling, that feeling like where you ultimately feel like, yo, I'm actually a piece of shit, like.
You know what?
Do you know
You go first.
Do you know what it's like, yeah? Imagine you're having a fight, yeah, and you're getting proper moved to, and you're thinking, bruv, when I get up, watch. That's almost what it feels like. So it's like, I'm in jail, I'm sleeping on a single bed, they gave me green sheets, I've got sheets on my window, on my windows, I'm drinking these funny old milks. Like, it's such a joke. It's like, this time now, bro, everything needs to be mad. My car needs to be crazy, my house needs to be crazy, everything around me needs to be mental to pay back for all of that I had to see. Do you get it? That's what it is for me.
This episode is sponsored by Nord VPN. Nord VPN is a virtual private network that encrypts your traffic and protects your online identity. And boy, have I got an offer for you. You can get a 2-year plan with 73% off plus 4 months free when you use code CEOCAST at checkout. You can use Nord VPN in your daily life on platforms like Netflix to watch content that's only available outside of the UK. I've currently been watching a whole load of shows and movies on the US version of Netflix, and without NordVPN, I wouldn't be able to do that. And to make it even simpler, install the Chrome extension on your web browser, so with one click of a button, you can change your location. It's that easy. And as well as entertainment, NordVPN also allows me to protect my privacy, keeping me safe from hackers and people who try to steal my online identity. So, what are you waiting for? Go to nordvpn.com/CEOcast or use code CEOcast to get 73% off your 2-year plan, plus 4 bonus months for free. Be quick because this offer is only up for a limited time. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee, so if NordVPN isn't for you, there's no risk. Once again, go to nordvpn.com/CEOCast or use code CEOCast to get 73% off your 2-year plan plus 4 bonus months for free. To find out more, click the link in the description below and you'll be able to see all the benefits that it offers. Now let's get straight back to the episode.
I was in the top set in school, so I was always quite intelligent. So going to jail was like, what you doing in jail? I felt a massive failure. And also the fact that prevents me from ever going back there, because I went to jail when I was 20 years old, right? I was seeing man, so my whole time in jail, I see a man come back to jail 3 or 4 times. Looking at that, that just made me feel like, that can't be me. I can't feel like that. Made me feel like a failure. Then I see a man in their 50s, 60s. This is my 12th time in jail. This is my 10th time. I'm like, nah, I can't do that. So that's what made me feel like a failure. So you know what? I can't let this be my legacy.
But I hear what you're saying, but you know, if a man's been to jail 10 times, he's now successful, isn't he? You know what I'm saying to you? He's successful career criminal now, you know what I'm saying to you? That's how bad it is, bro. Like, whatever you put your mind to, you can create. I used to see man come back and that's just what they want to do. And that's the sadness of the situation. I look at man and I know that every Christmas, my man's going to be getting nicked just before Christmas because he's going to come back in, do you know what I'm saying? Like, his peak. But I never wanted to end up like that, do you know what I'm saying? And I refuse to end up like that. And I refuse to make it acceptable for my children to feel like, yo, this is what our family's worth and this is what our family does, do you know what I'm saying? Like, I know that my daughter looks at me, especially my kids will look at me and say, yo, my dad's legit, do you know what I'm saying? That's a big thing for me. It's not even about how much bread I'm caking, it's just like, yo, you've seen me earn a hard buck, you know what I'm saying to you? Don't get me wrong, kids are going to think you're boring because they don't really understand, you know, outgoings and stuff like that. They still got a lot to learn, but just understanding that, yo, my P's come in the bank, you know what I'm trying to say to you, legit, I've got paid tax on it, that's a big thing for me, do you know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
I asked this to Rimzee in our podcast, someone asked you to yourself and Bobby, when you were in jail, what is it that motivated you to think that once you come out of jail, that you're going to kill it and go basically make everything legit and transfer your skills to a legit working life and basically, you know, start your road to proper success?
Wow. I'm that kid where you can't hear, you must feel. Like, it was mad hard for me. Like, I went to prison and then committed an offence in prison and I had to get a life sentence, and even still the life sentence still didn't really change me. What changed me is when I got my appeal and I seen my aunt in court like throwing up, like looking like a ghost, and I thought, raw, like, you love, done it. This is what's actually doing things. This is what you're actually doing to people, and I feel like I understand, going slightly off topic, but I understand kids who repetitively go to jail now, because I feel like if you ain't got love and you ain't got nothing to live for, then, you know what I'm saying? Like, as I'm saying, our kids and these are the things that motivate us. That actually saved us, you know what I'm trying to say to you? What was the question again?
Basically, what motivated you in jail to go to jail?
So the motivation was like, I'm never going to put my family through this pain again. Yeah. Especially unnecessarily, because what I was going to jail for, bro, licking a box and, you know, going on a move and getting 10 grand, 12 grand, 15 grand, 5 grand. Bro, in this grand scheme of things, bro, it's actually a joke. I know girls with credit cards for 15 grand that they can go and get what I want and then work it and pay it off. Do you know what I mean? It's not that serious. It's embarrassing, really.
I mean, for me, personally, it was, if you ask anyone that was in jail with me, I wouldn't stop talking about what I'm going to do when I get out. I'll tell them, man, from then, guys, I want to start this football team, do this. Like, everyone would tell you, like, this guy had an entrepreneurial mindset. So it's like, I was known throughout the whole jail because my book, I haven't spoken about it, I wrote 2 books while I was in jail, 2 novels. Literally, I'll give it to the night officers, I'll give it to the teachers, I'll give it, everyone in the whole jail was reading my book, and that's how I got to meet everyone. Then I'll be telling them, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing this. So straight away in my head, I'm saying, when I get out, I'm gonna be successful. I was scared. The day before I got out, I was scared, thinking, what the fuck I wanna do? But I had that whole mindset throughout my whole jail sentence that when I get out, I'm gonna be successful. And I kept that motivation to push me on here, basically.
Yeah, I feel like, what did you say again, bro? You said something that, I think, just now. I'm trying to remember what you said again.
Put your family through something with that?
Yeah, basically that as well, yeah. So it's like, boom. Now, obviously my mum my mum wanted to visit me, bro, yeah. Every single week I had to tell my mum, relax. Just come like at least every 2 weeks, you get what I'm saying? So it's like, see my mum doesn't even drive. My mum's waking up 5 in the morning, calling my brother, 6 in the morning. It doesn't even take that long to get to the jail, just so that she can get there. She's the first person there, everything. It's like, man's put man's whole family through that. My old cellmate, bro, his mum used to book visits and never even come. Yeah. So it made man realise that, bro, man's kind of lucky. Even though my dad ain't about, but the love my mum has for me is mad, you get me? It was enough. Do you get what I'm saying? So that was one thing, and it was just like, obviously in jail, I used to have bare things on my wall, like bare quotes, dream big, this, that, all of these stuff, and bare plans, bare ideas. Even when I was in jail, I tried to invest in a few things that didn't work as well. You get me? I was trying to buy a house from when I was in jail as well, through my man as well, Jam, innit? Yeah, but obviously he was meant to pattern me some guy, and he didn't. Jamming, meant to pattern me some guy, never came through. Bare stuff that I wanted to do, innit? And when I started reading, that's when I started reading. And bro, from that, it was just like raw. There's a book on everything. So anything I want to do, if I read about it, watch some documentaries, bro, man can do it, bro. It's not hard, you get me?
What's mad, yeah, I've just realised, mad you just said that, yeah, I've just realised when I was in prison, my whole cell was a vision board. I never really thought about it like that, but when I think about what was on my wall, I remember, like I said to you earlier, I don't know if it was on camera or off camera, but I remember taking down all the pictures of girls, I just had bodybuilders everywhere, and the amount of stick that I used to get after man on the wing, bro, it was wild.
I can't lie, I'll look at you a bit funny and still walk. I was like, bro, what's going on there?
Pretty, bro, you're funny, man. How could you got bare man on the wall? But I used to literally looking for, I want them arms, I want them legs, and I just manifested it and made it happen. But I feel like now, I'm doing myself a disjustice, because I'm thinking, yo, I ain't even got my mood board up in my house. So I feel like, yo, I need a room that's just totally like dedicated for my vision.
Do you guys ever sit down and meditate? Do you ever sit down and just literally switch everything off, go in the dark room, sit down, close your eyes, and just meditate for 5 minutes?
I try to, but it don't work.
I can't lie, I ain't done it. I got it if I done it, but no, but my missus is a big advocate of it, because like she wake up in the morning and then go in the living room and like you stay in there, give me just 5 minutes. So it's something I want to start learning to do, but just trying to suggest it to you.
It's very, very difficult to switch off.
Because how can you when you're always thinking about the next step or what's next?
This is the difference as well. You're thinking about the next step. You see man in jail, always think about time. Like I always feel like your time's ticking, I'm losing time, and I feel like it's taking me 6.5 years now to just really say, you know what, bro, we can slow down, it's okay to slow down. But before, it's like trying to catch up.
Bro, you know what I used to do? From the day I went to jail, everyone told me, you're mad, don't do that to yourself. I'll cross off days.
That's long.
I used to do that. For me, it's just something that is like an achievement. The next day, okay, cross it off. That's an achievement.
That's too long though, bro.
For me, every day it was like, yes, I'm a step closer.
How long did you do that for? How long did you do that for?
8 years.
But that's mental, bro. Yeah. See me, I just knew I'm not coming out next year.
Out for a little bit, straight back in.
Yeah. I just knew I ain't coming out next year, the year after, the year after, the year after that, the year after that, the year after that. When it gets to this time, then I know, I'm coming home soon. That was it.
Christmas is a checkpoint, isn't it? Yeah. Like Christmas, New Year's.
Christmas.
I didn't even used to do nothing. Just
football,
when I got to like
football season starting,
then I know I'm closer. Yeah. I remember I wanted to do a year, the year flew.
You kind of broke it down into, because in jail you watch all the trash TV, so X Factor, Big Brother.
I didn't even watch that.
Whatever's coming on.
I stopped it, man.
I stopped when I got to DCAT.
Yeah, I stopped watching that. Man used to have stick in it, so I used to watch Wire, Blacklist, Power.
You know what? How sad? You know how sad it is when in prison you've watched like Britain's Got Talent every year for the last 5 years, bro. I don't laugh like that.
World Cups as well. Is it every 3 years?
Yeah,
it's every World Cup. So man, that's doing like 12 years, like life sentence. They'll be like, I just got to do 4 World Cups.
Yeah.
That's like when I count them. That's life, man.
And the thing is,
I sorry to cut you. Let me quickly get this one as well. Another thing I forgot as well. Reason why man goes so hard, bro, I know so much man in jail that's sick at bare things and they can't do that now because they're doing life. They just stop, it's done. So like, there was a one man, he fixes phones, this man's sick at like, this guy's sick at barber guy, like so much, but they can't do that with it.
And you say, and just to touch on that, right? You said there's so many men sick at these things, right? That's the reason why I started the football club, right? More times, when football's on, you kind of have to be behaving yourself in jail. Because sometimes when they're picking, football in certain jails was only for people that was behaving themselves. I realized in the HMV ISIS, everyone behaved themselves when football was on because they wanted to go to football. So that showed me, right, you know when to behave. And I saw so many talented kids are like, yo, you're a bad boy footballer, man. You should have been playing at least semi-pro. They're like, what's semi-pro? I'm like, well, you never had a semi-pro? All right, cool, say nothing. So that's when I come out of jail. I started a semi-professional football club. Now, there's been about 7 or 8 men who've come out of jail who have now played for my football club, who I knew was talented. So, for example, Mr. Tengiz, what's his name? Aggie from Brixton, they've all come out and played for my football team because, you know what, I saw them as talented people when I was in prison. So when I've started the football club, like, yo, come over here. So there's people, jail can influence you different ways, but similar to what you're saying, the life is fucking hell, sorry for swearing, but like, I remember being banged up with one guy who was in Belmarsh, 3-man bang up, right? And this guy I think was 22 and they got given a 24-year life sentence. We'll be having jokes in the cell and so on and chilling, and But we get to a certain time, man, I'm tired, we want to sleep. This guy didn't want to sleep. Oh, you man are boring, man, come let's play another game of Ludo, man, come let's play another game. I'm like, bro, we're tired. But later on I realized he don't want to go to sleep. He don't want us to go to sleep, because when it's night time, all the lights are off, he has to think of that bird. He has to think of that bird. And I only realized that later on. So for me, that was telling me, never do anything that's gonna send you back to jail or give you a life. That's a fear. Life in jail. No.
Bro, there used to be some guy in Sosa. The guy was like 70 years old, yeah, some old white guy, yeah. Man used to play pool every single day for the whole social. Winning. See, when he loses, he used to go and smash up his cell and that. Some old man, bare sweaty and that, fam.
You might have known him as well, because I done a story about him and people told me he was in Soulside and he passed Mr. Brown.
Nah,
he was a Jamaican guy. He was my cellmate briefly.
What did he die of?
I'm not even sure, it might have been old age, but he got given a life sentence, got 27-year life sentence. I was with him in HMP Wandsworth, right? He was my cellmate, and I also had a phone in there. I remember we were watching the Champions League final one time, Man United versus Chelsea. But obviously after the game, I'm calling people, yo man, yeah man, don't worry man. My sentence ain't even that bad, soon home. Then one time he's called me up. I done a story about this as well. He's like, yo, in a Jamaican accent. I ain't gonna do the accent, everyone laughed at me last time I done it. But he pulled me up, he's like, yo, it's like, I know you ain't got that long to go and so on, like you started your sentence and so on, and you're gonna be home, you got less than you thought. But I'm doing 27 years. I don't want to hear you on the phone every day telling people, yeah, don't watch that light bird, because you're not considering my feelings. And I get what he was saying, because I'm young, innit? I understand. Well. But I can't lie, the next day, I said, God, can I change cell? I'm not gonna stay in that cell with him. The next day, he's got nothing to lose. I'm being throttled while I'm in bed. So I said, God, can I change cell? I said, God, can I change cell? The next day I left the cell, but then I done that story, and then people in the comments telling me, yeah, nah, he went to Soulside, he passed recently. So rest in peace, Mr. Brown, man. But like, that's another thing. That's the thing that people don't see, right? You get a life sentence, you can die in jail. That's a lot. And for me, it was always thinking, where do you want your parents' last memory of you to be? Because I was saying my parents are getting old, my nan was getting old. I said, imagine the last place they ever saw me was in jail. I said, hell no.
That's touching on a point for me, like, I'll tell you what changed my life. Obviously, my nan died recently, we've already spoke about, but it was mad that I was even, like, I thought to myself, bro, you've been home 6 years. Like, imagine this had happened 6 years before. Like, and enough man have been in jail when they get the call and that. And obviously, I've never really lost nobody that important to me before her, do you know what I'm saying? So I never really understand what mum was going through, but man, I get in the phone call, my mum passed away. You know what I'm saying? My brother's been killed, my nan's passed away, and bro, you don't want to be sitting down in jail in a cell because there's no sympathy for you. It's true though. The man on the wing don't care. I don't care. When a man's on the wing saying, no, my mum just, I don't care, bro, I'm here, I'm doing my bird. You know what I'm trying to say to him? I'm going through my own shit, brother. I'm not, I've got time to be focusing on what our next man's going through, bro. And I wasn't mentally, like I said, emotionally mature enough to even understand what a man's going through. It's not the fact that I didn't give it. It's a fact that everyone's going through it.
Everyone's having problems, so you can't even come and move mad. Man, don't care. Everyone's having problems.
And the worst thing about it is that when you go to the funeral, you're accompanied, you're in handcuffs.
And all that. Yeah.
That's you're not even paying proper respect. Yeah.
You know what it is, bro? It comes down to simple as that. We're worth way more than that. That's what it comes down to, bro. 100%. That man of kings in at the end of the day, bro. If you think about how long you been home?
6 years.
How long have you been home?
2 years.
Bro, mad. Like, I've been home 6 years, 6.5 years. If you think about what man's accomplished in 6 years, if we was to get a piece of paper now and write down every single milestone, bro, it'd be madness, bro. There's people that have not lived their whole life and don't that many milestones. So if man can do that, it just means that if that power, you know what I'm saying, to that belief was installed in us from early, we'd be great. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
That's the same thing I said though. So before, man was doing road and making peas, and man was doing it well. So I was thinking, imagine if man just focused on peas, how far I could go. You get me? Now man's tried to focus and obviously try to avoid certain things that will bring me back to my old ways. Man's just going prevailing easier, do you get it?
It's a bit different for me because I was never really a money man as a youth. I was always good and I was probably had more peas than a lot of the man them because I always knew how to survive. But for me, it was kind of like, bro, every day I'm getting up thinking, I'm gonna rob this, I'm gonna lick this, I'm gonna go and take this, I'm gonna dinner my man, I'm gonna do whatever. I'm thinking all this badness that I was manifesting. If I can turn that around and think I'm gonna do this positive and all that sort of stuff. Because like I said to you, like, one thing anybody who knows me, I always do at some stage what I said I was gonna do. So I'm thinking, I used to say, I'm gonna rob that car, I'm gonna do this, or trust me, I'm gonna do that. And I think all this badness that I manifested, if I could use that same energy into positive stuff, it's a lot harder and it takes a lot longer, but I'll eventually prevail. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Even
Understanding your power in it.
Yeah, even when man started grinding and that, man showing hard food, man was like 15, bro, when I started. I was in year 9, bro. All the man them was shook to shot hard food. They was all shotting weed. They were like, I remember they used to whisper, Rimzee, he's done, he's shotting, he's gonna go jail. That's what man used to say. A couple months after, everyone's doing it now, you get me? But I just started first. So then that's what kind of gave me a head start. So I was a soldier, I was getting bumped, to give me 150, the guy left me, started doing his own thing till I'm just not, then I had to start and I'm getting consignment, my grubs there. Like so much years I had to go through to even start to become, like I only really started making peas when I was 18, bro. And I started at 15, it took 3 years, bro, because this ups, down. I might make a bill today. I think, I'm feeling nice, I'm gonna go to the yard shop, buy a food, a Guinness punch. I've done that a few times. When I check around, I spunk my re-up peas as well. So it's like, circles, round and round in circles, you get me? And then
lessons learned, no one, it's patience and it does take time, no matter what takes time.
Even down to the bug crepes when man used to buy Wembley crepes. You know about Wembley? You don't know about Wembley? But you look at Vauxhall Market in South, though, innit?
No, I mean Vauxhall.
South.
You remember when you go buy booked stuff?
Yeah.
Nah, they used to go to one. Remember, everyone used to go and buy the fake Pradas in Stratford. Bowl. There's one in Stratford and Bowl.
So I'm saying that's the difference. I was the man from my ends that was the first of everything. Like I was probably like one of the only black youths from my block really who was kind of tight with Asians. And you know yourself, bro. If there's a loophole, bro, an Asian man will know it. You know what I'm saying? I was selling fake clothes for years, bro. Getting designer bags, putting them in designer bags, and come back on the block saying, "Yo, credit card thing." Until one day I got the phone call saying, "Yo, bear man, I'm looking for you." You know what I mean? That's it, like selling fake clothes. I've always been a salesman, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
even that.
Yeah, even that, because man always had to survive. So it's like I always kind of knew how to get through. And it's like in business, it's exactly the same thing. Do you know what I'm saying? But for me now, it's more about not investing in things that are going to give me dough now, but trying to invest in things that are going to be long-term investments. But that's, you know, I had to learn patience for that.
That's the main thing what I'm trying to do right now. So what I'm trying to do future-wise, I'm trying to open up a sports college to get about 25 to 40 kids a year, to instead of saying, okay, I'm gonna go to this college. Now come to Hackney Wycliffe CE Football College, where you'll be doing education, you'll be doing a BTEC in level 1, 2 and 3 in sports science. We're giving that qualification for Pathways University, while at the same time you're doing the thing you love, playing football on a weekly basis, and it gives you a chance also to participate in the FA Youth Cup, a chance to also promote yourself to the first team. So that's the main thing I'm saying, okay, that's the legacy that I want to leave behind. So that's the main project.
Well, you're changing a lot of lives though. Do people ever say to you, why didn't you do that in South as well?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah, I could imagine. Because obviously that's man, and it's like, like even certain times when I do certain things, it's like, I would prefer if I got to do it on my own ends, but because I can't be there.
If you look after you, can look after it. It's the same, innit? That's what you have to understand, is that it's the same. Even if you go to Coventry or Manchester or whatnot, and like we had this conversation before, like every hood's a hood, Bristol, it's the same stuff. Man are going for the same stuff.
Each charity starts at home, don't it?
I hear that, but sometimes you're not that fortunate enough to do it from your home.
Exactly.
I could probably go to London and do something in certain areas and be respected. I do it in my home house, my own area, I want to get drawn out. You know what I'm saying? Because everyone's familiar.
You open up a youth centre in your ends, I know man was gonna be there, so let's go.
Man, I'm start phoning you. Let me leave this in there.
You know what's mad? I don't really like to talk on what I'm doing because I feel like sometimes you block your blessings.
Tracks.
One of the things that I do want to kind of look into is like a prison reform program.
You know, I want to do something like that as well. I see some video on Instagram where, I see something on Instagram. One guy, and he just employs bare prisoners. This guy's 28, this guy 30 years. And you know what, even in DCAT, so when I was in DCAT, I was doing a van job, driving around doing a van thing, but everyone used to do it because you're out for 15 hours. So man used to do it, man, them used to go to the depot, and we're all trying to get the fastest van, some ZXY one, so man could just get it, blow, finish at 2 and quickly, man's got the rest of the day, come back to jail at 10 at night. So obviously man did it, I got bagged in it, so I have to go block, and you don't go block, but you go to a nick and they can throw you out in it, but they allowed me because my first time. So man's laying down for 42 days or some shit like that. So cool now, with that van thing, the reason, what did you say this for that? Because the reason why I said this.
Prison reform program.
Yeah, so boom, so with that thing, it's like, you see with DCAT, bro, and these driving jobs, like some of these guys that's working, these proper men, like they're proper on it, like that's what they want to do. Like they're proper on it, bro. So it's like, even when my brethren, he does a courier business, I'm telling him, brother, trust me, go to jails, DCATs, make a contract of the prison, because they will give man them that's, if you had your business for 2 years, you can go and work at your own job, they say, innit? Obviously, your name can't be on it. You can do your own job, so you can bring the job in the jail, get it cleared. If it's cleared, then you can work there. So I'm saying, bro, no one wants to get kicked out of DCAT. You employ these man, they're gonna grind so harder than anyone else because they just don't want to be in jail, bro. Whereas man on road, they got too many options, and that's the problem I feel like with England. If you don't work, you get housing benefit, you get job seekers, you get all this stuff. Do you understand? So we come here and we take everything for granted. You go to these other countries, man are going mad. They come to this country with nothing and then they got everything.
Going back to the saying, so remember I said about the perfume shop. I don't know if I said it on here or said it beforehand, off camera.
I think you said it here now.
So basically, I got out of jail and they offered me a job to go and work at a perfume shop in Westfield. I looked at the brother, I said, bro, me, Westfield, doing retail. I said, no, I can't do that. He asked me why. I said, I got a vision. I want to start this football club and so on. And this guy, big him up, his name is Kwame Badu. So if he sees this, he follows me as well. And I've been on this podcast as well. And he told me a story, right? He told me the story of two hunters. I always come with stories of two babies, now two hunters, yeah? He told me a story of two hunters. He said there's two hunters. They both went out to hunt. The other hunter already had food at home. The other hunter had no food at home. So they both went at 8 a.m. The one who had food at home didn't find that, and so he couldn't be bothered. The one who had food at home came back home around 1 p.m. He's like, I can't find nothing. I got food at home anyway. So he went there. The one who had no food at home stayed out all day grinding because he couldn't go back home until he fed his family, right? So it's similar to what you was kind of saying, is that sometimes in England, when you got the stuff as the job seekers, the housing benefit, it don't motivate someone to go out and go and work because you know, oh, the state's looking after me, the government's looking after me. But if they stop doing that, which I guess I'm not saying they should, but if they ever say, okay, cool, we're going to limit you, whatever, not give you as much, it's going to make someone have to say, no, I'm going to go out and be like that second hunter and go out until I get in. Because sometimes they do make it too easy for people just to be comfortable and sit down on benefits.
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
Let me ask you something here, lads, yeah? I know in the beginning you said you guys don't want to talk about prison as much, yeah? Why is that? Because it is the story of your life, basically, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But do you know what it is, bro? Sometimes I feel like when you talk about it too much, it might come across like you're glamorizing, innit? But really, even me, sometimes, better time I chat to my brethren, I talk about jail too much, I want to stop it. But it was a big part of my life, you get me? From like 21 to 27, I was in jail. I came home 27 years old. I went jail 21, you get it? So
Do you think it shaped your future?
Did it shape my future? Not really, but man just getting grown now, so man just needs to be like more on point, more focused, needs to do proper things. I can't be like, you know them ages when you're 20, when you're going through them ages, you can make a lot of mistakes and do little silly things and try and make up for it. But when you're much older, bro, it's not the same. You know what I'm saying? Imagine being a 30-year-old man doing what a 21-year-old's doing. You look like an idiot, you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's just like, bro, man's got to get on with it, you know what I'm saying?
Me, reason why, like, nearly every other day I'm doing a podcast to do with prison. I spent a whole last year telling everyone stories about prisons. So it's like, I feel like I've told those stories enough. And like even my missus gets pissed off sometimes when the news will cover me, or I might be on a CNN or a BT Sports or whatever, and it says former criminal. She's like, you know what? You're so much more than that.
Yeah.
Like, you're more, that's a little part of your life. You spent 8 years in jail, but you're 35 years old. So there's other parts of your life that you're doing. So that narrative, but I guess understanding media is sexy, it sells. Someone was in prison, has come outside the football club. I get that part of it, but I can't keep telling that same story. But I can't lie, to be fair, I've made a living of telling that story for the last 6 years.
You know, next thing though, when I was in jail trying to do a business course here, they showed man Duncan Ballantyne's been in prison before. But it never says former prisoner, ever. It says Duncan Ballantyne. You get me? So it's like...
See for me, I'm trying to find a different answer now, because Bobby kind of stole my answer, you get me? Yeah, that's what it is, man, so much more than that.
So going back to what you said and following what Rimzee said, yeah, do you think that headline was almost
I've got another point as well, sorry to cut you, bro. But you know what it is, my bro, at the same time, yeah, like we don't want to talk about it, like it's not to glamorize his life, and it's normal, innit? But at the same time, yeah, if you deep it, bro, like the odds was against me, I was supposed to fail. Do you understand? Man's growing up single parent households. We grew up in it, like even if you go certain places like Peckham, it's got bare of, is it Nigerians? Yeah. You go certain places of Brixton, it's bare Jamaicans. You go certain places, there's bare Mali. So it's like divide and conquer. And you see, like, obviously man's Muslim now, but a lot of my Asian brethren, for example, and Albanian brethren, the way their community is, they're proper like together, mum, dad, respected, this, that. Our thing is not the same. So now because I got bare different friends from different backgrounds, like man take a bit from everyone, do you understand? Yeah. So when I go certain places, I know how to conduct myself a bit better, do you get what I'm saying? But in our ends, we don't have that. Everyone's like, hardly none of my brethren live with their dads. Going jail's normal, everyone's been stabbed before. Like everything bad is normal. You get it? So it's like man's guy in jail. It's like it's just part of life. It's just like how long is he gonna get?
It's like a graduation.
You know what I'm saying?
I said in my documentary, bro, and I'm gonna go back to this as well. This is why I don't want to talk about jail, other than the reason what Bobby said about him, so much more than that. For me, it was like jail was definitely a graduation, bro. Like when I went to jail, bro, small part of me egotistical. I knew, yo, man's certain on it. Like, no matter how you want to look at it, at the age of an 18-year-old jail, I'm in jail for a big charge. I'm on the wing, bro. I'm not in jail for no dickhead business. Like, I'm official now, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the fucking stupidest, dumbest mentality ever. You know what I'm saying? But for me, like, overcoming all of that and understanding, like, who I was and why I thought like that is like, yo, your mentality is absolutely wild. Do you get what I'm saying? But then I also remember feeling like a relief when I went to jail, and that's how sad it was. I remember stepping in jail now thinking, yo, I'm blessed. I'm not on the run no more. I ain't beefing with my man no more. Feds ain't kicking off my door. You know what I'm trying to say? I got 3 meals a day, no baby mama drama. Like I was good. There was a period in jail, trust me, when mum was lying down and sleeping better than I slept on jail for years, bro.
Facts. I ain't slept since I've been out, bro.
That there, bro, is trust me, bro, that's a fucked up place, bro, to be in jail and feel like, not I've made it, fam, because that's some idiot thing, but, you know what I'm saying? So like, what's wild, bro, who's thinking like that?
It's calm. Because what it is as well, like, what you realise that, you know, it's happened in so many different situations. A man was in jail, done 8 years, 6 years, 5 years. He stepped out, you hear, oh, you know, my man got killed the other day. He was safer in jail. He was safer in jail. There's so much beef for him that jail was a safe haven for them. But at the same time, it can't be a mentality. You shouldn't be living a life where jail is safe for you. That shouldn't have been your life.
That's what I'm saying. That's how bad that, when you put into perspective how bad your life is, to feel like, yo, I'm good. You know what I'm trying to say to her, what not? Because you have to remember, like, everybody's got different circumstances. I was an only child, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? So I grew up in an area where, bro, if I fought one brother and knock out the brother my age, then I'd fight the next big brother. And we come from an area where it's like, you know who my cousin is, I probably have to fight the cousin as well. So it was like, I was kind of doing anything for a period of 2-3 years to kind of make myself good. I went to bare different schools. Every school I went, I had to start again. I'm the new boy now. Got to go and fight the oldest geezer in the school or the hardest geezer in my class or whatnot. I had to do that for so many years. It was like, I was just looking for, almost chasing a reputation to make me official, because there was nobody ever going to vouch for me or make me certified. The only person who could make me certified was myself. You know what I'm trying to say to you? But that was only because yo, bruv, man lived in the jungle and I want to be able to survive in the jungle. And it all starts from when you're a kid and a man takes your bike off you, or a man takes this off you, or you start stealing from people and then one of the elders comes and steals it from you. You get what I'm trying to say? Then you kind of realise, bro, I have to be seen as a certain person to survive in this environment. You know what I'm saying?
You know, like one of man's turning points as well. One time my brethren got stabbed in front of me, yeah, but by some older youth as well. It was mad because some in-house thing. But ever since that day, it was like, because man couldn't do nothing, because this guy was too official for us, I thought, bro, from this day on, bro, no one's ever gonna do that next to anyone I'm with or anyone around me ever again, bro. And that was just it, bro.
It's simple. Remember, like, it's really shitty. Man never wanted to be a victim, innit? That's all it boils down to. Most of these youths out there that are lost and that, they just don't want to be victims. They're not bad people, but just don't want to be victims.
Like I said, bro, I wouldn't say I'm a bad guy. It's just that the odds against us, whatever it is, man's just not going out like that. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm just gonna do what I have to do, bro.
My most watched video on YouTube has got over 400,000 views. It's basically the story of how I got recruited as a Peckham boy. And with that story, it was that I was going to become a victim of the Peckham boys. One of them was going to rob my brother's hat. I stole my brother's hat and I was wearing it. I was walking past them. But you know, always where you know some of them, but they don't really know you. But like, they're your age, but you want to be, you're looking for a way in. Even though my brother was already in, I wasn't in. Yeah. One of them actually came over to try and rob my hat. When he's come over, the other like, no, that's my man's brother. I'm like, oh, my bad. No, you're one of us. Literally, that's how I was recruited. I was going to become a victim.
You know my story? Bro, I started a school in a hood that I wasn't from. Walking through the school, remember them Jordan dry fit beanie hats? Yeah. Man pulled it off my head, tried to jack my hat. Obviously banged him up. This geezer one of the toughest shoots in the school. Man says, yo, you gonna have beef with my man now? Come with us. Same thing, bro. For no gang man now can roll with these, man. Wild for you over a hat.
It's even mad as well because it's like, you know, even when man gets burdened and the way they go, like man's a gang. Like man woke up one day and said, yo, look, this is gonna be the gang. It's not even that stat. It's just like man grew up with everyone. These are my brethren. This is like, it's like a football team, bro. This is the team I support. Yeah. Imagine I'm with you and you're getting beaten up in front of me, bro. It's only right I'm gonna help you.
Of course, you're gonna back it. Yeah.
You get me? It's like if the police are the biggest gang. If you beat one police officer, they'll batter you, bro. It's the same thing.
But I guess,
these man.
I guess from the media's point of view, how it makes it define it into a gang is when we give ourselves a name. Because we can be a group of friends.
But not really, because it's just from a place, innit? Your name's from where you've been put.
That's what I'm saying. For example, we're here right now, right? I don't know, this is apartment 6, whatever it is, I don't know, right? So, and now there's how many of us in the room here? So we're just a group of people filming. Now, it's the thing that now we start naming this thing a group of 6 and we're doing badness, because you can be there's a group of friends who hang around and don't represent a block and they just go out and play football. They're not seen as a gang. But once you start saying, okay, we are apartment 6 and we're keeping up with this badness, that's where you see where they'll label you a gang, if that makes sense. Because we're claiming it. Because these people say, oh, I'm from Busy Block, I'm from PYG, I'm from... So it's not as if like they're just saying that they're a gang, because we do like to say we're not a gang. Yeah. But in essence, we actually claim and say we are this group and we're keeping up with this badness. So that's the only way they'll label it.
From though, isn't it?
No, 100%.
It's like, for example, you being Congolese and you're saying, yeah, I'm Congolese, like I'm proud. And now when I say, no, you're a Congolese gang because you roll with bare Congolese and you're like a Congolese. That's all it is.
I hear it to an extent, but that's more identity. But I'm saying that if
same thing though, is it not the same thing?
No, I'm saying that if you're for example, you're from
Southwood,
Southwood, yeah. Alright. What was the name of your?
Where we from? Southwood Road.
But was it just that though? It was something.
See, we might make it a bit better. Certified Southwood Road. We might say.
So
like
when you do that, when you do that, it's like you're naming something, and then. So if you done that and you guys were just a group of friends who never kept up with badness, it'll be like, yeah, they'll just think, yeah, a group of friends. But when you start keeping up with the badness, because a gang, I don't know what the definition of a gang is. A gang is a group of people who get involved in criminal activities.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that, because someone might
that's the case, then it's certified is, yeah.
It's
I'm just saying, as in, you know, in the terms where it's like you hang out with people, you grew up together, you know them your whole life,
yeah.
And then if anything happens with them, they say, oh, you're this gang. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But man never got together and say, yo, look, let's form a gang and you're gonna
I don't think no one ever gets together and say, yo, we're gonna form a gang and call. It's like no, it's like you guys are just together. And someone call it something, and once you call it something, that's the beginning of when it starts turning into something more.
So for all the youth watching, how do you, like, obviously you'd want all the youth to avoid prison time and everything like that, and if there are gang members watching this, something you'd want them to stop and, you know, go to a successful, legitimate life.
Yeah.
How do you make that transition?
I'll say this, right, is that we make too many excuses for it, right, because nobody told me to do what I wanted to do. From when the guy tried to rub my hat, they could have said, oh no, you're one of us. I could have turned them and said, nah, I'm cool, but we're good. Right, I decided to embrace it. Right, it's all about opportunities. Right, we don't have the youth of today have the most opportunities any child has ever had in life. In the UK, they got more opportunities. With social media, you can do whatever you want. You can start a business today. Right, anything you ever want to do, someone's teaching you on YouTube. If today I said I want to become a cocktail maker, I want to become a photographer, there's someone on YouTube that's going to show me entry level 1. All the way to level 10 expert, it's all there. So it's up to me to take the time to learn those things, right? Because, for example, I do the 32 Barrel Cup every year. So the 32 Barrel Cup, London has 32 teams, 32 boroughs. So I bring 32 teams from every single borough in London. People told me, don't do that. Told me when I first started, there'll be a bloodbath. You're going to get kids from Newham, kids from Hackney, kids from Lewisham. But they come together. But I thought, yeah, they come together for football. But while they're there, let me get them opportunities. So I'll have BT Sports there. I'll have Nike over there. I even have the police over there, right? So all these people come and offer careers. So someone can say, you know what, I come to play football, but yeah, while you're here, go and speak to BT Sports. They're offering apprenticeships. Go and speak to this person. So opportunities are there for them. It's not like before we was going on, you can search everyone online. You all got smartphones. So it is up to you. It is up to you. Technically, it's up to you. Because no one can turn around and say, oh, yes, the government have closed up lots of services, yeah? The government have done that. But sometimes you have to mobilize yourself, you know? You say, you know what? All right, can I go and search for something? When I got out of jail and I went to that bagel factory, a company called H Group bought that bagel factory. So I was going to lose my job. You know what I done? I found out who the CEO of the property developer was. It was a guy called Henry Smith. I contacted him directly. I said, yo, I just come out of jail. I'm running this football club and you're kind of behind this place, so I ain't gonna have a job. Mum said, you know what? Come to my office, booked a meeting with the PA. that was me using my own initiative, you know. For when he done that, he said, you know what, I'm gonna give you £1,000 a month. Just go run your football club, don't worry about it. So I didn't even have to work for the first couple of years of me coming out of jail. Because this guy, for me doing a night shift, the opportunity was there. So whatever any of these young people want to do, the opportunity is for them. So they say, I think it's an old Jamaican saying, those who don't hear must feel. Yeah. So it's up to you. It's up to you.
I think you're 100% right as well, man. But I feel like man them need like mentors as well, man, and guidance. Yeah. You know why? Because it's like, now man's older, I know this, but when I was young, I didn't want to hear it. If you told me this when I was young, I'd be like, oh, whatever. It's like you don't believe it.
It's not that you don't believe it necessarily.
You don't see it firsthand.
And sometimes,
it's like you never see it.
For me, you know what it was? Nobody was cool enough to tell me what to do. Because I had mentors, you know, but I'm not gonna lie, I was going to, what is it called, like, I had social workers, I was a bad dude, but I had social workers, I was going to like community service from 14 and that, bro, from young. But these guys that was in there saying, yo, you can't get into trouble, I'm looking at man and thinking, bro, you're like the biggest boss I've ever seen, bro. You're a dude, you don't know the life I'm coming from. You can't tell me nothing.
So you need someone relatable.
That's relatability, that's why you see for me, it's like, bro, I was supposed to get Hollywood white teeth for time, bro, and I still ain't got them, bro. Like my gold teeth, I think like should have taken them out, but I feel like there's still power in me being relatable to the youths. Right. I don't want to come in this room and look totally different, totally just alien to them. When I'm trying to speak to them now, they're looking at me thinking, you don't know what's going on. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Because I feel like there's power. They have to understand that, yo, bro, I'm still 34. I still need to be rocking 36, 37, still cool, still popping, still fly, still got a missus on my arm, still got a car, whip, all of these things. Because at the end of the day, all of that sauce is what attracts man to the road. So if we ain't giving them that sauce in business, they ain't gonna be attracted to the business either. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's true. And how it is as well, bro, with everything, with now little youths are getting rich off crypto, and there's so much pressure for youth man now to be rich. It's like, bro, man's got to do anything right now.
Did you see that? I don't know if you guys saw the podcast I done with a kid called AJ, because my podcast is mostly, of course, for sort of road people, artists and so on, but I like to diversify. I like to get people from all walks of life, right? So I had a kid called AJ, 18. He bought his mum a house. Yeah. And how he done it is through e-commerce. So I got him on the platform to explain what he does and how he does it, so other young 18-year-olds can see, you know what? It's not always the street life. This guy's managed to buy his mum a house, because legally he couldn't buy himself a house at 17, so he had to go through his mum. But he said, oh, mum, this is the house, it's for you. So these things are there for the young people to see and for them to take knowledge of, because even not just him, even for adults to go and see. Because if this kid can do that at 18 just through doing e-commerce, when he started doing it a couple of years ago and he's made the money, it's crazy.
I honestly believe this might sound egotistical, but if I was born in this time now, the game over.
Gone, exactly. But then again, at the same time, we got this mindset though. Not everyone's like that. You know, everyone can't be a boss. Everyone can't be a hustler. But you can't save everyone too though.
But when we speak about our hustles, what we were doing back in the day, these hustles now would be applied to the net and would be tech savvy. It would be a madness, bro.
I think it's got to be the hunger in you, because like my mum was a hustler, my dad is a hustler. Like I got family that's been hustlers, so it's like we had nice things from young, obviously, until times got hard, we couldn't get them no more. So it's always been there. It's like, man, always want to look a certain way or dress. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, my mom's the type of person where she'll give you everything so her kids look proper and go without, so that you go there and you represent my mom, you always look the part, you get what I'm saying? So all of that stuff was always important. So now when I'm like, people ask me, I got a stylist. I ain't got no stylist, bro. I style myself. But because my mum used to dress nice, I learnt from young. Alright, cool, rock this. You know what I'm trying to say, bro?
But you said something important a minute ago as well. You said you can't save everyone.
No, you can't save everyone.
And it's so, because sometimes you can save who wants to be saved. And I say this, when I first started the football club, there's a guy from Hackney actually as well. I met him in jail, and he came and started playing for my football team, right? And the younger boys used to look up to him. He's probably my age, right? And the younger boys used to look up to him, but he was doing what he was doing. But I was chatting to him, said, "Yo, brother, like, be easy, you know. We both just come out of jail." And then he was doing what he was doing. A situation happened, and he ended up catching a body. And lucky for him, the body got turned to a manslaughter. But when I speak to him now, he's like, yeah, you know what? You told me, you know. But that's the point, that you can't save everyone, because some people...
Another parable, you can take a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Facts. Even one time, I remember when I was young and I used to phone, because you know, with my ends here, we're all young, innit? We're all about the same age. But when we used to have problems with youth that was way older than us, so we always was first things thinking, oh, we need a mash. So I remember one older youth from my ends that used to mash peas, man called him one day like, yo, can you get me a mash? I'm just a little youth. He's like, bro, I'll never get you that, but I'll show you how to make peas. And it's like, I never understood that till now I'm older. It's like, bro, that's a proper guy, you get me? Because bare other man used to give man things, you know what I'm trying to say, but man was like, nah. And even now, like my brethren that died, I remember, I can't even put this in there, but my brethren that died, his little bro, one time he phoned man for dinners, and it's like, bro, man, I can't give that to you, but I know your brother's dead, I'm gonna give his little brother dinners, and it's, you know what I'm saying? It's not good, man.
Yeah, man.
So as we round it off now, yeah, with 3 inspirational characters, so I'm hoping everyone who's watching seriously take a note from what they've got to say and inspire themselves to get up and go and kill it. But I want to end it like this. Just a simple question. Where do you guys see yourself in 5 to 10 years' time? What do you see yourselves doing? And how do you think you're going to lead the youth? What sort of legacy you're going to leave behind?
If like I said earlier, I want to do this sports college, but my main ambition is to create a football ground in the borough of Hackney. It's the only borough in London without its own football ground. Right now, we play 40 miles away in Witham, in Essex, just to play semi-pro football, just to keep our status. So that's the biggest ambition that I want to achieve for myself, that I can say, you know what? I came out of jail and although I gave the borough its first semi-pro team, we're homeless. So if I can create a ground or a football stadium in this borough, I could turn around and say, you know what? Yeah, that's my story in life. That's what I managed to achieve. So that's what I'm trying to head towards.
Yourself?
For me, I still want to see myself with a massive production house. For me, I feel like media, tech is all the way forward, isn't it? So I want to be able to like help enable kids get into the film world, the media world, do you know what I'm saying, and the creative world. I feel like so many kids, like you said, even people in jail have so much talent, but they don't have an outlet, do you know what I'm saying to you? And I feel like, even down to me, I feel like I'm still learning who I am now. I might have been the best golf player or the best tennis player as in the world as a kid, but I was never exposed to it, so I don't know. So I feel like I want to keep working on my craft in the, you know, as a producer, director in the media world, and, you know, align myself with a business, a company and a brand that can help give back, like just like what you're trying to do, really.
I want to build like a conglomerate. I don't know if I'm using the right word, conglomerate of like brands and businesses, and just give bare people opportunities. People that's come from the same place I'm coming from, like jail, all of this, because when you come out of there, bruv, no one wants to employ you. They want this, oh, you got this record, they don't want, you know what I'm trying to say? So, man, change the narrative, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of how people got into that position in the first place was because there's no opportunities, do you understand? Like for girls, it's always easier for girls than men, innit?
Why is that?
Well, I don't know, bro. That's just life. And if you're a man trying to get a job and you're a girl trying to apply, who would you prefer to hire? The female, you get?
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, man, stuff like that.
I hope you all enjoyed that episode of what I like to call the Gem Chat. Once again, follow all of us, Micquel, Bobby, Rimzee, all of the social media tags are on screen right now and then the link in the description below. Make sure you subscribe. We're trying to get to 50k by the end of the year. And we'll catch you. If you enjoy this, make sure you like it. And if you want more, let me know. We'll come back, make a part 3, 4, 5, all of that.
You know the vibes.
Huh? Yeah, that's it. Come on.
I'm so grateful and so proud of myself.
Inspiring me to be a developer, so that's gonna come. The whole team, every single one of us.
He watches up north. These are challenge me.
Subscribe, do everything you need to do, yeah?
When I knew you was in Dubai, I'm like, do you know what? You're trying to interview me.
Yeah.
Let's do it in Dubai.
100%.
And I was going to ask you to come and join me in my home.
Yeah.
But currently it's tenanted, so this is the next best thing, man.
Yeah. So where are we right now?
We are in Burj Al Arab.